Hey everyone, this is Tonya Lawrence. Excited to be here with you. It's been an amazing couple of days since the launch of Vibe Rides via iBoomerang, and there's been a lot of activity. We have people all over asking about Vibe Rides, what makes it different, how they can make money with it. And so I put together a few slides that I pulled from different places so that I can share this information. But the first thing I want to share with you is the commercial that the company will be airing here shortly in the markets that we are launching in. And those markets right now are Orlando, Fort Lauderdale, Tampa, and Miami. And then we will next launch in Texas, Houston, Texas in February. From there, we will make sure that all systems are a go. We have everything in order so that we can start launching in other markets around the country. I want to share with you the commercial that the company will be airing in all of those markets. Shared the wrong thing. Give me a second here.
I'm a DJ,
As you can hear, people were super excited about that commercial. And the launch in general of iBoomerang has been a phenomenal success. Still working and building in each area. We did a launch event in Miami yesterday, in Tampa today, and Orlando, Florida tomorrow. So things are still going strong. I've been seeing the pictures of what's taking place. Friday was Fort Lauderdale. I've been seeing the pictures of what's taking place in each one of those markets, and I am like so stressed out that I'm not there. But I've been working. I wanted to share with everyone else on my team how we can work from where we are right now to build in those other areas. So I think the most important part is to have a better understanding of what's available with Vibe, what makes us different, and how people get paid. So I'm going to run through that quickly. You'll have this recording. As we're going through, please, if something comes up that's a question for you, put it in the chats and I will answer them at the end. So we can get through this. So let's share the slide presentation that I pulled together. As you know, in full on iBoomerang style, they did everything first class. Um, so we had this car riding around in uh, Fort Lauderdale while I was there, and then it moved on and it was in Miami. So pretty much all over. And they must have had multiple versions of this car because everywhere I went to talk to the bellhops, I talked to hotel managers, I talked to every Uber driver that I got in a car with. People were saying that they had already seen this car. I came back to Maryland yesterday and went to a business meeting with my husband, and the client flew in from Miami. I showed them the picture of the car. They had already seen the car in Miami. So the word is getting out there just from this car being out on the street. The commercials will start to run shortly as soon as the passenger app is available and approved via Google. So as soon as Google has that available, the passengers and drivers will be able to get the app on Google. It's already approved for passengers and drivers on Apple. However, we have only released the driver app on Apple. So the passengers don't have their app available yet. Let's talk about this and what we're looking at. Right now, rideshare is a $1.2 trillion industry. Guys, this is a brand new industry, less than 6 years old, and it's already at $1.2 trillion. So if you take what we have already with iBoomerang, the parent company for Vibe Rides, which is our baby, our platform for our free travel website that we can give to customers, that alone is an $8 trillion industry. You add on top of that the $1.2 trillion that's available in rideshare, you're looking at a $9.2 trillion marketplace that we have available to us. What we're doing is just something that's unheard of. We're the first company that has merged rideshare and travel together. So we are cutting edge. Uh, with Vibe Rides, what makes it so interesting for people everywhere is that there's no boss. It does not require you to have a degree. There's no age minimum. There's no age limit, but there is an age minimum. So you have to be at least 18. No experience is needed. And why is Vibe Rides hashtag just different? You know, that's our hashtag from day one for iBoomerang, because everything that we do, we take it to another level with whether it's our consumers or our providers, we're hashtag just different. So with Vibe Rides, you're able to choose your rides, choose your vibe. And I'll talk to you a little bit more about what that means. You're actually able to have additional safety features. I'll talk about that, and rewards for our customers, not just the drivers. So when I'm talking about choosing your vibes, guys, this is so cool. On the passenger app, they can choose their vehicle choice, which is kind of common with Uber. You can choose if you want a luxury vehicle or a regular vehicle. You choose the temperature setting that you want when you get in the car. You choose the music that you want. You choose whether or not you want to have conversation. So the commercial was cute. It showed the guy in the back seat kind of sleep, like, don't talk to me. And then you can also choose the route that you want the driver to use, whether you want Waze or Maps. As you know, the CEO was laughing and telling a joke. You know, sometimes you get in Waze and it may take you down a dark alley road, and you got to get out the car over there and walk across a marsh to bring the car back around and get in on the other side. So Waze can be a little bit different, taking you on shortcuts. I particularly love Waze because it gets me where I need to go faster, but some people may not feel comfortable taking those shortcuts, so they can tell the driver in advance which route they want it to take. For the customer, there are loyalty and user benefits that they will receive. They can share the vibe and get paid. Isn't that cool? And then there will be travel exclusives available to the customers. So the customers benefit too, which is completely unheard of with any of the current rideshare companies. We talked about additional safety. This is going to be that thing that just really sets us apart. We have girl power. A scathing report was just released recently about the amount of sexual assaults that have taken place in rideshare situations. And so we are looking to address that in the best way that we can. There is nothing you can do about crazy. Crazy is out there, crazy will be there, but all of our drivers are required to have a background check before they drive for us. And then for ladies, in addition to having that sense of security that there was a background check done on the driver, now they have a safety alert feature on their cell phones through their app. They can do route tracking with anyone who they want to share their route with. They can have their first name only on the app, so that when the driver picks them up, that's all they know is their first name. They don't have any additional information. And women will be able to select just a female driver if they want to. If they're a passenger, they can say, it's 2:00 in the morning, I'm coming home from a party, I only want a female driver to pick me up, and vice versa. If there are female drivers out there at any time of the day, they can decide, hey, I don't want to be bothered with driving men, I can drive a female for my own safety and comfort. So again, we have girl power, hashtag girl power. Drive, here it is. You can earn when you drive. If someone wants to just drive, there is no fee to enroll. They get the driver app from you. You can provide it to them as a travel savings ambassador from your back office. They get the driver app for free. they can start driving after they do their background check, which costs about $30, and their vehicle inspection check. Both of those instructions will be in the app once they download it. And so it's really easy to navigate that process. If someone decides, hey, I want to make money, this has been, again, something that's completely revolutionary. We're giving drivers the ability to not just drive, but build their own rider base or their fleet of drivers. And so this takes someone from being self-employed to putting them in the big business sector, because they can have as many drivers as they want. They can have 200, 300. They can start with 5. They can have a 2,000. There was a young man on Sunday before we went to our Christmas party who was saying his plan was to have 2,000 drivers by the end of this month. The sky is the absolute limit. So if someone decides they want to earn an override as a driver, they can do so simply by signing up with you as a driver for the free app. And then they go to this website, vibeoverdrive.com. That's where they go and register for OverDrive. That allows them to get paid by sponsoring other drivers, and it also allows them to get paid when their customers take a ride anywhere else. This is a great way for current Uber or Lyft drivers to build a customer base, because when all their customers get in their car, they can provide them with the free app so that they can sign up as a rider as well with Vibe rides. And now every time they take a ride anywhere else in the world for the rest of their lives, that driver is receiving an override. This is big business here. So let's talk about the drivers again. Drivers can receive up to 75% of the base fare after their first 50 rides each month. Okay, this excludes the Vibes per ride fee and any other taxes, tolls, etc., because we need to make sure that the drivers are clear about what they're getting paid. And a lot of other companies aren't being very clear and open about the actual pay that the drivers are receiving. So as a part of our parent company, BUUMERANG, we talk about the loyalty, unity and edification and transparency. This is us being transparent. You're going to receive up to 75%, 75% after your first 50 rides. And again, making sure that you're not including the taxes and the fees and tolls, because those things are going to different entities that we have no control over and we cannot take a commission out of. Let's talk about a fare breakdown. Here we go with the sexy Tesla again. So each driver, let's say they did their 50 rides already for the month. Now you can see here that driver is earning, this base fare is $100 for our example. That driver is earning $75 or 75% of that ride. The rider is over here. Let's look at how these dollars break down. The person who referred that driver earns 3.125%, or just 3% to make it easy, on every time that driver drives. So you could be sitting in Maryland and have a ton of drivers who will be in Orlando over the next 2 weeks driving people around for the holidays, and you get paid 3% every time they drive. So that becomes very significant. And then over on the other side, we have the rider. So whoever referred that rider also gets paid 3% each time that rider takes a ride anywhere. Remember, I talked about those current Uber drivers being able to give the app, the free app, to their customers that are in their car already. Now they give the app to them, and now anytime they use Vibe Rides for a ride, no matter if they're in his car or not, they're going to get paid every time she takes a ride somewhere. So this is really exciting, very revolutionary for people to be able to get paid for giving customers a free app that they can use to use rideshare anywhere. We're already in a travel space with iBoomerang. Your customers are going to be flying into Orlando to go to Disney this next couple of weeks over the holiday season. They're going to be flying into Miami to go to Miami Beach. They're going to be flying into Fort Lauderdale to take a cruise. Why not make sure your customers have the free app? You get paid when they take a ride anywhere, but also make sure that you have drivers out there that are driving customers all over currently in Uber or Lyft. And now they can also drive for Vibe rides and get paid up to 75%. So let's look at this model. If someone just decides, hey, I'm not really even interested in driving, I want to look at this opportunity to be an OverDrive ambassador. Here's an example. If the individual who decides I want to be an OverDrive ambassador comes in and simply sponsors 3 drivers and 10 customers, and then duplicates this 7 levels deep, the numbers work out so that after that time frame, they have over 3,200 drivers in their fleet and over 32,000 riders in their base. Let's look at what that is. If we use an average of a $15 fare and drivers are paid on distance and time, and this is the driver taking 5 rides per day, 5 days a week, that equals about $109,000 a year. Let's look at the riders. If the riders average 4 rides per month, that's an override of about $40,000 per year. Guys, that's a total of $149,000 a year in passive residual income without you driving. It's a complete game changer. This is really something that we need to be very big thinkers with and look at the fact that over a 6-year period, Uber became a $50 billion company. And in their first 2 years, they couldn't even connect their drivers with their passengers properly. This is a massive industry, guys, and we have an extraordinary opportunity to take part in it. So for someone to join us in the OverDrive opportunity, there is a one-time $49.95 business registration, and it's a one-time driver pack cost of $200. If you are already a TSA with iBoomerang, as long as you're coach or above, you do not have to register for the OverDrive in order to receive commissions on your customers or your drivers. If you are not already at coach or above, you're at standby, I would advise that you upgrade to coach level with iBoomerang, so that way you can have both iBoomerang iGo customers as well as Vibe Ride customers. And so here it is. If someone does not want to be a part of the travel side with iBoomerang, they simply pay $249.95 and they become an OverDrive ambassador with Vibe Rides. The monthly subscription is $99.95 per month, and that allows them to have their back office, their suite website to let them know who their drivers are, what type of commissions they're getting paid, and to host all of that information for them. The background check, again, they need to take care of the vehicle inspection, 75% of the distance and time charges. You get up to 75% after your first 50 rides each month. And you get 100 boomerangs to give out. Those are the free sites that you can give out to your customers. We have, again, the Vibe Fleet Management System that you will have once you pay that $99 per month subscription. And for you who are looking to rank advanced with iBoomerang, each time someone buys an OverDrive pack with Vibe Rides, you earn 100 commission, 100 CV. Guys, another great point here, it's off to the right-hand side. Once a driver enrolls 3 other drivers, their monthly subscription, 3 active drivers who are paying the $99.95 per month, their subscription drops to $49.95 per month. In each month that they have 3 active subscribers, then they only pay the $49.95 per month. The following month, if only 2 people pay, it just reverts back to the $99.95 per month. So we all want to know, okay, how do we get started? Well, if you are already in iBoomerang, you have access to this widget already in your back office, and you will see it looks a little bit different now. At the top, it has the type of boomerang you're going to give out, and so it gives you the option to give out an iGo boomerang. You can give a Vibe passenger or Vibe rider boomerang and a Vibe driver boomerang. You are now required to add the first and last name, as well as the email address and cell phone number for each one of the people you give a boomerang to. The company wants to make sure there is no ambiguity for who that person belongs to, who introduced them to the opportunity, to make sure that you are paid. So you add their information in there. You click the expiration date for how long they have to activate that boomerang. It doesn't mean when they need to use it, but how long they have to activate it. What we don't want as ambassadors of both of these industries, iBoomerang and Vibe, we don't want to give out our boomerangs to people who aren't at least going to activate it and have it there on their phone. And that way it allows the company to start sending them emails and reminders of different specials and things we have that are coming up. So you put the expiration date. I recommend 1 to 3 days, because if someone's not going to activate it in 3 days, they're probably not going to activate it a week from now, but they're going to forget. Life happens. Once you put the expiration date, you click generate code. It will populate a code for the person under boomerang code. This is my personal recommendation, only because we are not in control of technology, meaning iBoomerang. We're not in control of technology. I do not send the boomerang through these vehicles here. They have the ability here on the back office to send it through an SMS and to send it through an email. I don't do that, only because I know, even with my own family, we have group text messaging groups, and we have some people in our family, based on their cell phone service, who aren't able to receive SMS messages. So they're not allowed to, they can't be a part of the group just because of their cell phone carrier. I was just explaining that while I was in Miami for the launch of iBoomerang, I wasn't receiving any more Gmail emails, and I got home and I decided to take a look and see what was going on. They said my mailbox was too full, and I started researching what I needed to do to get rid of emails, because I thought I had been deleting stuff. Well, after my research, I found easily 3 different folders that I did not even know existed. There was a promotional, something that's maybe announcements, and just all kind of stuff that I never even considered, looked at, or scrolled down. And in those folders, I had over 19,000 emails in just one of those folders. That's where, when you click this send email, that's probably where that email is going to go. And so if it was someone like me, they never received it, and they're saying, oh, you didn't give me the boomerang, I don't have it. So forget that, skip that process. Once the code is generated here, copy that code, write it down, tell your customer to go to iGoBoom, iGoBUUM.com, and enter the code that you gave them. All they're going to do is verify the information that you entered. Once they've done that, they get a welcome to Vibe Rides, where they can enter the code and verify the code. Uh-oh. All right, so it looks like that was it. So there it is, very simple. It gives you the ability to work very quickly, getting this information out to as many people as possible. And I'm just really excited. All day today, I've been rocking and rolling, reaching out to people via Facebook, sharing the information with them about Vibe Rides, and the acceptance has been overwhelming. People are excited about having another opportunity to earn more money and have transparency about the amount of money that they'll earn. So if you have more questions, don't hesitate to reach out to me. Let's take a look here at this chat and see if there were any questions here. It looks like we don't have any questions. Tina, you have any questions? I'm going to unmute you. Any questions, Tina?
No, I'm all right. I'll talk to you on the side.
Okay,
Yeah,
sounds
no,
good.
I don't really have anything right now.
All right, awesome. And
Makes
Sharon,
sense.
I know you're at work, so if I don't see anything in the chat, I will assume that you have all the answers you need. Guys, thank you. Please reach out to me if you have any questions later, but let's rock and roll and get this into as many hands as possible. Reach out to every travel agent you've met, because travel agents have customers that are going to Florida for the holidays. And guess what? Now they can get paid every time their customers use a rideshare this holiday season. So it's been awesome. Thank you guys for joining me.